It's an incredibly special episode and a special day here at the Get Well Fit Show. And we wanted to do something a lot different, and that's to thank you big time. It's historic because it's the anniversary, the launch of the Get Well Fit Show. 1 year, 150 episodes. It's been quite a ride, and we cannot believe what we've achieved. The amount of listens, subscribers, feedback, guests that we've had on the show, and it wouldn't be possible without you. And I want to do something a little different and take you behind the scenes of this show that is happening today. First off, we hadn't planned it this way. You would think with the 1 year anniversary, the launch of the show, we would have scripted this. We would have choreographed our special guest today, and it didn't happen that way. And I think that's very telling about the show, is that from the team that we've assembled and put together here, from the outreaches that we've done, we've just sort of followed this path and arrived here, and it's been one heck of a ride. And I just want to thank you. The team here wants to thank you for listening to the show, and we're excited to bring you episode 150, the 1 year anniversary of the Get Well Fit Show that's just getting started. And so our special guest today is a 7-time NBA rebounding champ. He's a 5-time NBA champion, 5 rings. I got no rings, he's got 5. He's a 2-time NBA Defensive Player of the Year, also a 2-time NBA All-Star, and he is an NBA Hall of Famer. He's also the unofficial ambassador to North Korea, and he is in the top 10 of most recognizable figures on the planet. We are talking about Mr. Dennis Rodman. And in today's show, we talk about death, what it was like to have the gun sitting right there about to do the deed, to reinventing himself, stepping into his bad boy-ness, if you want to call it that, all the way to talking about Trump and ultimately North Korea. Now, sprinkled through all of that are lessons on leadership, his best and worst money moves, what he would do different, what it takes to be a great, and also what it's like to lead. And so with that said, I'm excited, thrilled, we're excited for you to hear today's show with Dennis Rodman. Dennis, just saw the 30 for 30. I gotta say, emotional, electric, engaging, wow, and over the top, just like you, Dennis.
Over the top, right?
How did you think it came out?
It came out pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just part of my story. A lot of guys in the world have stories.
Yeah.
Especially in the 80s to the prior time now. A lot of guys have a lot of good stories, but you come across a story like that, it's very interesting to focus on how things has revolved over the years, and I think this story will resonate to a lot of young kids today.
It seems pretty obvious why someone would want to do it, right? Like get the story out,
right,
change the legacy. What's your why? Like why did you say, yeah, I'm going to do this?
It's funny though. They said my agent called me, Darren, right?
Yeah.
Darren said, they want to do a documentary on you, 30 for 30. I said, oh shit, I'm not dead, right? I'm not dead. That's why they want to do it before I die.
Yeah.
So I said, why not? Okay, cool, whatever. So I thought it was cool. The way I talk in the world, people like to hear me talk because I talk very real. I talk very directly to people, and I don't really sugarcoat anything. And I think that's the reason why they probably came to me and probably said, hey, this guy got a story, and why haven't we done anything with this guy over the last few years since I've retired? Yeah. So I think that they're very satisfied with it. I'm satisfied. I think that it brought a lot of rawness about an athlete. Yeah. Coming from nothing to the middle ages of his career, and then talk about the family and the mother, the situation, this, the father, all the stuff like that, and for a person to go to that vicious circle, to come out on the end being successful, that's very difficult to go through that and come out somewhat on a good light.
You know your story. I'm curious. So no surprises because it's your life. You know it.
Right.
What surprises you the most about the release or just about how they documented?
Well, I think they covered a lot of bases as far as like me going through the transition.
Yeah.
You know, from living in projects, living with a family in Oklahoma. The city, the little town was very somewhat biased as far as like black and white. I think you saw that.
Yeah.
So I went through that transition. I think that they covered the fact that I went through that. And from that, I went to the NBA. They did a good job with that. They went through the fact that I went through my family, my mother, my sister, my daughter, and it was more interesting to see how they responded as far as them asking them questions about me.
Yeah.
Because they know I don't really have a close relationship with anybody, pretty much. I mean, my daughters, my kids, my son, I really don't have a close relationship. But it was intriguing to see how they spoke about me and stuff like that, because they don't really know me. They didn't know me on TV or doing some things, some wild, crazy things, but they really haven't sat down and talked to me, you know, as a father or as a son or anything like that. So it was interesting to hear them talk about me.
Did you see it for the very first time, like at the screening, or did you see some clips ahead of time?
I haven't seen it at all.
Oh, you haven't even seen it?
I just wanted to soak it all in for people to come up and tell me how they liked it.
When are you gonna watch it?
I'm gonna watch it one day. I'm gonna watch it one day. You know, I said I don't need to watch it because I told it, I lived it.
Yeah.
So, but I just want to hear the response of people, how they look at me in this type of light.
Yeah.
Because before they saw this video, the documentary, they looked at me in a different light, more like this party guy, this wild guy, this uncontrollable, this, which I somewhat still is, but I'm more in control now. At the age of 58, it's kind of cool to look back and really celebrate the fact that, wow, at 40 years old, they had bet lines on me in Vegas when I was going to die.
Man.
So it's okay, great. That's nuts.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, that's kind of weird to see your name on the scoreboard there, and your name's on, oh, well, Dennis gonna die at the age of 40, 41, 42, 43. And I'm like, damn, really, I am? And I'm walking and seeing this.
Yeah.
I say, well, okay, great. So I went and put like a $10 bet on me. So pretty much.
Wait, can I get the age? Can I get some action?
That's what I'm saying. I was like, I'll put a $10 bet on me. Hey, I'm right here. So a lot of my friends got a kick out of it. They put some money on it too. So
yeah.
I just love the fact that my life has been really fortunate to go through that transition and at least go through that ringer of all the trials and all the negativity and all the downfalls I've had.
Yeah.
And to still living today to look back at it.
Dennis, I know you haven't seen it, but I gotta share this part. I'm sure you heard this part. So like, what really got me multiple times throughout, but the one part that really got me, Isaiah breaks down and really cries. Do you know that happened, right?
Well, I know that happened.
Yeah.
I think the reason why he did that, because he feels so close to me, because he actually pretty much nurtured me through that whole time when I first came into the league, because I was like this 25-year-old kid. I had a kid mind, even though I was a grown man.
Yeah.
I had a kid mind. I didn't know anything about living in Detroit, traveling, or experiencing something in that nature. So he pretty much 24/7, he come to my house, make sure I was okay, because I was pretty much by myself.
Yeah.
And he's like a big brother, even though he's like 6'1". So he was more like a mentor to me with Chuck Daly. And I was really blessed to have that guy with me. And I look back at the fact that if I didn't go to Detroit, I think I'd be pretty much be at the league probably 3 or 4 years.
That was a big time.
Right.
I want to ask you one more, and we'll go on to your epic journey here. In the movie or in the documentary, they didn't. You can only put so much in there. So based on what you know, was there anything left out? Like your wrestling career.
Right.
Was there anything else left out that you wish they covered? That
No,
you know?
no, because they actually looked at it and pretty much dissected it and said, wait a minute, we got 12 hours of Dennis Rodman. We're gonna try to put it in a 2-hour memo pad here. Okay, great. So they decided, hey, we got a great idea. Let's do a part 2. Let's do a part 2. So they're looking at that right now to do a part 2 next year.
Yeah.
It is so much.
Yeah.
And that that people can to understand Dennis Rodman, because they see the glam and the glitz on TV, all the things that I do, but they don't see that I actually can actually talk.
Yeah.
You know, I'm actually pretty smart.
Yeah.
I got a flip phone. Sorry, guys. I have a flip phone, people.
This is life. This is real.
I'm old school, baby. So it's all good.
Yeah.
But,
well, Dennis, like I've been blown away by the 30 for 30. I didn't know about the tame Dennis, the introverted, the quiet Dennis. So I want to rewind a little bit, because I want people to know you're not just this crazy, outlandish figure. I want to go back to 1993.
Okay.
Auburn Hills, Michigan. It's the Palace, right? You're at this point, to give people some context, you got two NBA championships, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, and yet like your world's falling apart. You're in the pickup. You got the rifle in the hand. Like, take us back. Like, what's going on in your world at this time?
Yeah, that was interesting for me, because I was trying to try to fit in with the team and pretty much society. And when I went to Detroit, those guys embraced me as a family.
Yeah.
As a more like a sibling among adults. So I got there. I got so used to being around closeness with those guys, and we pretty much lived and breathed basketball. So basically, after 3 or 4 years after the championship, and when I won the Defensive Player of the Year, I felt so emotional, because I thought, wow, I did something. Wow, this is awesome. This is great. And people was like tripping and saying, like, Dennis, it's a Defensive Player Award. It's not like you won a scoring title or assist title, or you got a da-da-da. I just wanted it so bad, because I worked so hard to do something that I liked.
Yeah.
And people couldn't relate to that then. Then after a while, they said, wow, this guy's passionate about the game. He just want to win. And it just pretty much gave me a driving force at that time to keep playing basketball, to keep my mind right. And once things started to go awry, as far as like people was getting traded, Chuck Daly got fired, and then all of a sudden I became this lost person, because I said, wait, what happened to my family? What happened? Where did they go?
Yeah.
I'm like, damn. Then I just kind of like got confused. I got this real despair about a lot of things, and actually I stayed at home. I didn't show up at training camp. I stayed at home. I locked myself in the house for 60 days, and they had cameras, policemen and stuff like that trying to reach me. I wouldn't come out the house for 60 days, and I was just so like in this total like wonderland, had no direction what I was doing. And I just had a close knit of friends that was in my house with me, like 2 or 3 friends. They was there. We just sit there and talked about da-da-da. And then one day I was by myself, and I just got in my truck and went to the Palace. That's the only thing I knew at the time. So I went there and I said, wow. And I don't know why, I took the pickup truck out of the car, and I looked back behind me, and I saw a gun there, and I took the gun from a gun rack, and I put it in my lap, and I was just sitting there just debating, what's next, so I was all lost and stuff like that. So then all of a sudden I decided to turn on the radio, and I had a CD, and Pearl Jam was playing, and the song came on. It was like, release me, and that came on, and Black came on, and I started listening to it, and all of a sudden I was pretty much in this daze and this haze where I just fell asleep. And I woke up, cops everywhere, media everywhere and stuff like that. I was still like in that fog, like, okay, great. I had no emotion, no feeling about anything. I was just, okay, great. So I was, whatever they're gonna do to me, do to me.
Yeah.
I was in that state, so it was a difficult time.
Did you kill the old Dennis that night?
Well, I thought that was a purpose for me, because that's what my whole thought was, to kill what was bothering me the whole time. I think I wasn't really trying to actually kill myself. I think I'm trying to have the notion of the fact that I want to kill this person. I don't want to feel like this anymore.
Yeah.
I thought that, this is supposed to be like an everlasting thing to when we build something. I thought it was like, oh, okay, great. I didn't know anything about the business side of the experience of being in the NBA. So I learned a real hard lesson at that point. And then I decided to go back to the Pistons. And the one thing good about me, the fact that I was so trained mind-wise that I was trained to work hard. And even though I was so dissatisfied about going back to the Pistons, I still did my job.
Yeah.
I went out there, rebound, defense, I did everything. Even though my mind wasn't there, my whole heart and soul was into what I was doing and for the people in Detroit. So basically that's what I was doing, living for the people that brought me here.
Then when you go to San Antonio, is that the turning point there where like the wild Dennis starts to come out? Or did it start to happen in Detroit?
Well, no, I think, it was like one of those things where you saw the documentary.
Yeah.
Everything about that documentary, when I started to discuss something or started to describe something, it always left a gap and a hole there. It wasn't finished. They'll go to the next one, and the next one, and the next one. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty much what it was for me when I went to San Antonio. I was still like, okay, great, I'm down here, I got to play. Okay, great. So John Lucas gave me the opportunity to come there. So I got back into working out, trying to get my body back in shape, Then one day I went to the mall, and this guy said, let me cut your hair. I said, okay. I fell asleep in the chair. Hour later, woke up, had blonde mohawk, and I'm like, wow, man, what did you do? He said, that looks good, that looks good. This 6'8" Mexican, had his long black hair, this real great streak coming down like this. Oh, sexy for a big, tall Mexican, like 300 pounds, 6'8". I'm like, damn, okay, great.
Yeah.
So he said, oh man, they're gonna love it, don't worry about it. Just be fine. I agree. So go to a movie, obviously you know this, go to the movie, and we went to see Demolition Man.
Yep.
Which I didn't know what the fuck, the movie was all about. So we looked, and as the movie was going on, all of a sudden, Wesley Snipes come on. I was like, hey, it's a mohawk. And my girlfriend just started laughing at me. I said, what's wrong? He said, he got the same thing you got. I'm like, all right, great. So the next day, we go to down to the Alamo Dome, and at the Fan Appreciation Day, like 25, 30,000 people screaming and hollering San Antonio and stuff like that. I'm still like, whatever, I'm here to play. So they asked me and said, Dennis, would you like to say a few words to the people? I said, oh yeah, I'll say something. And I'm like fucking pissed off, about the whole world, because da-da-da. I said, you can like me or you can hate me, but I'm here to do my damn job. And I just took my hat off and people freaked out.
Went crazy.
See that? Ever since then, things just started like going through the roof.
Dennis, you ever think back to like these pivotal moments, like, back in the pickup truck, you dodged that bullet, so to say, your friend telling you, hey, go try out, you being discovered playing only a handful of games. Right. You ever think back, like the knock on the door, right, from the coach? You ever think back to these moments?
Well, I actually lied to the guy when he came to my door. He said, is Dennis Rodman here? I said, no, he's not here. They looked at me like I was dumb as fuck. Okay, Dennis, we know it's you. So I actually tried to that's not me. I said, no, yeah, it is. Come on, Dennis. We here to ask you, do you want to come down to try for our team?
Yeah.
And in the documentary, you see a lot of those parallels in that whole documentary where I pretty much go somewhere, go in a direction, and all of a sudden it's turned out to be bad. The next thing you know, something else coming that's good, then that turned to be bad. It's like the whole documentary is like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow. And I keep saying to myself for years, I said, someone has had a hand on my shoulders and say, hey, you're not going nowhere. You got things to do here. And I never realized what that meant because I keep saying it to myself. And it's funny that the fact that the more I think about stuff like that, I said, wow, there is something for me to leave here besides the party, the drinking, da-da-da-da. So I think about that every day, that the fact that, there is a purpose why I'm here.
Dennis, it's on record, you love making people happy. Is that still the case?
Oh, hell yes. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. That's that one right there. Oh, yeah. I put pretty much everybody first, If she always asks me, oh, my God, honey, you never buy anything for yourself. I said, I know. And I because I'm so driven like that. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I think because I got that from my mother. And you know about my mother in the story.
Yeah.
But I think I got that from her. And every time I do things for people, I think about her a lot. I said, damn, just like my fucking mother, man. This is insane, I was like, wow, even though we don't have any communication lines with each other, I think about her a lot because when I leave here, I do something, I think about her. And I said, wow, why am I like this? I'm so like giving. And like I said, okay, great. If I have something like, if a guy on the street needed some shoes and were my same size, I'd give my shoes to him.
Yeah.
I said, I'm able to get some back, and so something like that. So I like doing stuff like that, make people happy. And a lot of people do nice things for people around the world because they want the satisfaction of saying, okay, great. I think God will give me the blessing, the fact to come to heaven. I don't think like that.
Yeah.
I think I'm just here because, hey, I got it here, take it. It makes me happy because, we're all human beings.
I'm curious. I struggle with the same thing with people pleasing, make people happy. Like it's not necessarily a bad thing.
No, it's
but then sometimes it can be. So I'm curious, like how do you determine I want to make someone happy, but then also being Dennis Rodman, right?
Yeah, it's hard. People don't understand the fact that when you give to people, I mean, especially when you're fortunate, when you give to people, and it's like when you go home and when you actually think about it, it's like when you put yourself in an emotional state, it makes you feel good for yourself because it's like it's not all about you. And sometimes I always think because when I do get emotional by myself, she knows this. I do feel sorry for myself because I don't take time out for myself. And I think the fact that I learn it every day, but it makes me feel so good to get emotional by myself and listen to music and just think and just let my eyes do the wondering and why I'm living and why I'm still happy what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I like doing that. And I like for myself to just keep that weakness about me. Instead of telling me being going every day that I'm the shit, I'm the man, this, screw that, stuff like that. And I hate when people talk about me in a good way. I hate it. Right? Do I hate that? I hate it. I hate it because I hate hearing my name and stuff like that. I like to be just one of the locals, one of the boys on the beach and stuff like that. Go out and have a beer or iced tea, sweet iced tea.
Yeah, sweet iced tea. Don't get me started now.
I used to drink that too. But I like to go out and have a good time, have a cigar, and just chop it up. That's it.
I feel like, Dennis, there's this duality. I feel like as I start to get older, like I feel like there's this duality, right? So it's like you like making people happy, but most of the world knows you as this crazy guy, maybe a guy that like seeks the PR, seeks the spotlight, and there's this duality to you. Like what do you say to those folks that like don't really truly know you and know that side of you?
I think people know that I don't seek the PR, the satisfaction to be famous.
Yeah.
No, because every day I go out and ask people, my friends or people that come up to me, I ask them this stupid ass question. I say, hey, let me ask you a question. I say, how much you worth? She said, what do you mean? I said, how much it costs? The clothes you got on right now. How much this cost? This is Gucci. It costs $800. This watch costs like $10,000. This shoes costs like $5,000. I said, you know what? Today I'm worth about $50. I got these for free. These are about $6. This right here's for free. This is free. Glasses about $20. Okay, great. The only thing that's expensive about me is my teeth. Pretty much. They're 20 grand.
Yeah.
So what the hell? Everything else ain't what the shit.
Right.
So I like that, and I think a lot of people have engaged with me as far as like, hey, this guy's cool as hell. He's normal.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And people love talking to me like that.
You ever feel the pressure to be, it doesn't seem like it, but you ever feel the pressure to be the Dennis Rodman that people want you to be, the entertainer, the outlandish bad boy?
Well, sometimes when I go out and do some gigs and stuff like that, say I go to Vegas, which they call me a king. I go to Vegas and they'll say, wow, Dennis, we didn't pay you to be this. I'm like, well, shit. Okay, great. So all of a sudden I got to go over there. If I was drinking, I could go over there and get like 40 shots of Jägermeister. Then all of a sudden you see that Dennis over there, right?
Yeah.
So now that those days are gone,
yeah.
So but I don't feel the pressure. I think that people see me and like, okay, great. We love you, Dennis, and stuff like that. This. See, that's my satisfaction right there. The money don't make me happy.
Yeah.
And everybody in the documentary would say the same thing. I don't do anything for money to make me happy. I do things for people to like me.
Yeah.
So everybody say, like you said, the PR, no, that don't do anything for me. I love entertaining myself. And when I go out, I get entertained from people.
Yeah.
I look at the people and I try to absorb how they're feeling, how their daily life going today. So that's just my enjoyment every day.
Dennis, I don't want to spill the beans on the 30 for 30 here, but I want to talk one part. One of my favorite parts of it is when they're describing you balling, then working out after you play 48-minute, game, and then going out and drinking. I even think they used the word gazelle to describe you in that time frame. But those nights where you were partying and doing this routine, did you ever feel like the wheels were coming off, or this is just life? Like, this is just your routine, your way of being. Did you ever feel like it was crazy at the time?
Well, I think a lot of people around me was thinking that the wheel's gonna come off anytime. Like, he's partying, doing this, he's doing it, he's burning both ends of the candle and stuff like that. I'm like, I didn't see it that way because I was so used to doing what I was doing. I work out, play the game, go party, work out, play the game. That's my routine the whole time. I said, as long as I'm working out, I'm doing good. And stuff like that. My mind was so directly just staying in shape, being mentally prepared for what I had to do. And everybody around me said, "Oh man, you drinking a lot, man. You partying your ass off," and stuff like that. So I didn't see it that way. I was just going with the flow, going with the moment. I didn't think about money. I didn't think about health. Well, yes, I did, but in certain parts of it, I did. But I didn't think. I knew that the day that I had to retire, that was coming to the end. But I thought that I was so invincible. Like, oh God, damn, everything's gonna be running good. As long as I work out, everything's fine. Little did I know that wasn't the case. So I didn't think the wheels falling off till like after I retired from basketball.
You think, like, with the partying and stuff, like if you would channel that energy into, I don't know, eating what the players eat now, like these gourmet, nutrition stuff, getting, 9 hours of sleep, you think you play your game better, or no, that's just your fuel?
No, that's my fuel. I think like a lot of kids today, they're very hyper, they're very energetic, they're very elusive as far as like, they can't wait to be on the phone, text like that. They can't wait. That was me playing sports.
Got it.
And me, Michael Jordan, and Scottie Pippen, we always had a bet almost every week. We always go test our body fat, body weight. Every week we had this challenge. Well, Michael Jordan would be like 219, I'd be 218, Scottie would be like 220, but it fluctuated every week. So Scottie would be like 3.9, Michael would be like 3.8, I'd be 4 point, and then we just go back and forth all year round. So we were such in good shape, and we had that ability to train that energy into winning basketball games.
Yeah.
So that was one good thing about that component with us three, with Phil Jackson.
Yeah. I want to ask you this. I want to talk some ball. You up for that?
Go ahead.
All right. So in college, you're a scorer. Like, you're putting up points. But the NBA, you're a rebounder. What did you? Was there an opportunity? Was it a strategy? How did you make that shift from scoring and rebounding in college, but then now NBA, like, you're focused on a defensive machine?
Well, Chuck Daddy told me something one day. He saw me out there. He said, "Wow, you're so energetic." He said, "Slow down." I would do lines up and down. I just run all day, never get tired. And one day I went to his house. He said, "Dennis, I want to tell you something." He said, "The one thing you gotta understand, I want you to really pay attention when I'm saying this to you." He said, "I want to say something to you. I want to say that good things come to people who wait." I still didn't understand what he was saying. He said, "You understand what I said?" I said, "No." He said, "Good things come to people who waits." He said, "You understand down the line. You understand what I've been trying to talk to you about." And then one day, we was playing the Lakers at the Forum, and I was at half court. I think somebody was shooting a free throw, Joe Dumars, somebody, and Isaiah Thomas came to the half court, and he hit me so hard in my chest. He said, "Hey man, I'm gonna tell you something. This is no fucking bullshit. This is for real. We're trying to win a championship. Get your fucking mind right. Get your act together. Come on now. Stay here." And I think that point was a turning point for me.
Yeah.
Turning point for me to do one thing. I said, I got to do something to fit in with this team.
Yeah.
Because I was like a lost child on the team because I was just so energetic. Wow. I just want to do everything. So I think that right there changed my whole training thought about being on that team and being in the NBA.
You played on some incredible teams, Bad Boys. You played with Michael and Scottie, Kobe and Shaq. Anyone you wish you had the opportunity back then, now?
I wouldn't trade that.
No.
That lineup at all. I would not trade that at all. Like I said, there was a destiny for me to be here today. It was a destiny for me to do what I did.
Yeah.
I think if I had another path along my way, I think I wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
So that's just a true fact. I mean, yes, I crossed a lot of barriers when I went to San Antonio. I crossed the barriers in the gay community, the lesbian community. I transgender to a lot of people around the world pretty much when I went to San Antonio. And a lot of people around the world respect me for that, and I didn't have no qualms to release that. And a lot of athletes had the negative indentation, the fact that if they try to go out the box, people look at them differently. But me, I just went and just did it.
Yeah.
And people started to like me for that because I was so independent and free with myself as far as like, hey, this is me, here we go, let's play. And people gravitated to that. And when I went to Chicago, it was just wow. It was all open arms. And when I left, life's just been the same way ever since. Everyone's had open arms for me the whole time.
Dennis, you're undoubtedly a badass now. You were a badass back then. I'm very curious, when you looked at the schedule or when the team was communicating, who was the guy that you knew, all right, this is going to be a matchup. You're going to dominate him, but you're going to walk away with some bruises. Who was that guy?
Nobody.
Who was the tough? There was no touch matchup for you?
I knew it right away, before we even stepped on the floor. I said, well, Dennis, you're going to guard Dominic. You're going to guard Keem Olajuwon. You're going to guard Charles Barkley. You're going to guard Magic. You're going to guard Bird. I knew that already. I had to set my mind to that point. Okay, great. Bird plays slow, but he got a great shot. Magic, he does this little thing he does. Charles Barkley, he's a bully. Yep. Keem Olajuwon, he has all the moves, stuff like that. So I had to adjust my mind to all these different players. Yeah. And I knew I could compete with these guys. So the mental part with me is like my team was dependent on me to stop these guys. And that was my whole thing. Just make sure I get my job done. I'm pretty sure they'll get their job done. So that's pretty much how my life was in the NBA.
You played under two of the greatest, Chuck Daly and Phil Jackson. What made them great leaders? Because
they understood the individual. They understood the fact that I wasn't the typical husband, type of guy that was a family type of guy. I was the typical type of guy that was very independent, a loner. Mm-hmm. But they knew the fact that when they saw me come to the door, he's ready. They didn't need to come talk to me. I was already there. Yeah. When I come in, I got my earphones on, playing Pearl Jam every day, pretty much. Yeah. So when they see me walking through my flip flops, sweatpants, t-shirt, just earphones, they know I'm locked in. So those two coaches really respected me, and they really didn't have to talk to me. They said, Chuck, they always used to tell me, go play. And Phil Jackson said, you know what to do, go play. So people didn't really have to talk to me to motivate me, to energize me to go out there and do my job. I'm locked.
Gotcha.
So
I want to talk some biz. We got a lot of people, a lot of entrepreneurs listening to the show. So I want to talk some biz here. You did things in sports that nowadays guys are doing it. They got social media. Oh, yeah. You were building the brand. I'm curious, was there any strategy or thought, or were you just living like you and you just happened to be good at just building brand?
Well, if you look at, like I said, going back again, look at back then, people wasn't trying to build brands. Yeah. The brand was already there, like the tennis shoes, Hanes or anything like that, cereal boxes, stuff like that. I was building a brand by myself. I didn't even know it. So it's like, people ask, how did you do that? How do you do that? I said, what am I doing? Yeah. I think I'm just living life, having fun and injecting, doing my thing. But I didn't need Nike or Adidas or Puma or Converse or anybody to make me. I did everything by myself. The only thing I pretty much wore was commercialized, was tennis shoes. Yeah. And I didn't do a commercial for that. But in Chicago, Nike came to me and said, Dennis, we got this different kind of shoe we want you to wear. I guess the switch go this way, mine went that way. so like that, Michael Jordan said, God damn it, Dennis, your shoes, I sold mine. So I said, I know. It's kind of funny. I ain't even done a commercial for it. He said, but my shoes, I sold Michael Jordan for 2 years in Chicago. I didn't do any ads or nothing. Mm-hmm. People just thought the switch was different. Yeah. And it had the shoelaces on the side right here. And Michael said, oh man, I'm proud of you, man. You did this all by yourself. I said, I know. And a lot of people wondering, how do you do this, what you do? Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know what to do, man. I don't know what to say about that. I mean, I just like entertaining.
Yeah.
And as I was going through my Rolodex in my mind, as far as my lifestyle and my livelihood, I go back to when I was like a young guy in the projects. And I used to leave my house all the time. I used to visualize things before it happened and what I want to do in life. And when you live in a project, you don't have that opportunity to explore your mind, to try to go reach your goals, because there's nothing there for you to reach besides standing in that barrel. So I used to go out all the time and just think, just wild thinking in my mind. I would sit there. I wish I was a track star. I would run like the track guys on high knees and stuff like that. I used to be pitching until I try to run straight and stuff like that. I just visualize this and just keep doing it over and over and over. And I said, okay, I wish I could do this. I wish I could do that. Even though that was just a dream at the time. Yeah. And then when I do revert back to those times, and I come back to present, like, damn, I did all that, huh? Yeah. And how did I do that? I have no clue. But I knew the fact that I'm so creative in my mind, and people haven't really noticed about me. I'm very creative. I'm very sensible when it comes to visualizing things ahead. Like I always said, I don't look at things today. I look at things 5, 10, 15 years down the road. I can't see tomorrow is easy. Next week is easy. Tomorrow is like the fact that you gotta wake the fuck up. Yeah. Think about that. And next week, okay, great. Am I living next week? Nope. I know I'm gonna live next week. I got that part. Yeah. I want to see something now 5 years down the road when I'm 65 years old or 60 or whatever I'm gonna be. And so I want to see how good I am now. Then. Yeah. Okay, if I can reach that goal, boom, reach that other 5. So that's how I look at it. And along the way, I'm gonna bring something to the table. Not for myself and my kids, just to the people around me and people around the world. That's what I want to do. Yeah. And leave that legacy. Okay, great. He did some cool shit. He did some really bad shit. He did some really awesome shit. That's what I want to do. I don't want no gratification. I just like, you're happy? You're happy? Great. Let me ride in the sunset, brother.
I got the visualization, look ahead. I still want to get some of your magic sauce. So I got to ask you, like, no interview about marketing or business or branding would be complete without talking about the dress. So how did the dress come to be?
I was doing something in London, and I was the book was coming out, and so on a private plane, I had a makeup artist, had a designer. I was gonna wear a suit, and everybody said, "Oh my God, what are you gonna wear for the book signing? It's on Fifth Avenue in New York." And I'm like, all right. I didn't know what Fifth Avenue was. Even then, I didn't know what the fuck Fifth Avenue. I mean, I've been in the league for like, I don't know, 10 years now. Right. But I never been on Fifth Avenue. So he said, Dennis, it's like they do the ticket take parade. I said, all right, great. So we get a suit. And they was like, oh, what kind of suit do you want? Armani, Gucci, Versace, da-da-da. So I'm like, no, that's too boring. Yeah. And I said, okay, well, you know what? How about this? How about if I marry myself? And everybody looked at me like, what'd you say? I said, how about just marry myself? Give me a wedding dress, I walk down Fifth Avenue. And I said, it's like a moment of silence, like, did he just say that? He said, okay, great. The guy got on the phone, got a design out of London, and he made me a dress, and I went to the hotel. The day before the hotel, I went down to the gym, and I went down to the gym, I saw Steven Tyler on a bike, so I'm using a lot of bikes. I sat beside him, rode the bike. He said, hey, Dennis, how you doing? Great. And I'm looking at Steven Tyler, and I looked at him, I said, hey, man, you dress in a lot of cool shit, man. The women's clothes, the scarves, and all the stuff like that. He said, yeah, man, that's my gimmick, man. I love it. He said, I looked at him, I said, what do you think, man? I'm doing a book signing tomorrow. What do you think if I wore a wedding dress tomorrow? He jumped off the bike and said, oh my God, it's just awesome, man. Wow, you do that, Dennis. Do that. I said, oh my God. I'm like, wait a minute, it's a wedding dress. That's about it. He said, I said, I'm gonna marry myself. He said, that's even better. Yes. I said, all right, great. So he said, I'm gonna watch it, man. I'll be watching on TV. All right, man, go for it. I said, all right, great. So I'm upstairs getting a wedding dress on and stuff like that. People like just smiling. I said, wow, this is gonna be fucking epic. This is gonna be awesome.
Are you nervous at all?
No.
All right.
No, I wasn't nervous at all. I said, okay, great, this is another thing I'm doing. Okay, great, let's do it. Yeah. Get it out the way, get out of there, go to the bar or something like that. So I'm doing that, I'm thinking about that. So, okay, great. So we got there. I had like 8 bridesmaids, or whatever you want to call them. Girls had in tuxedos, high heels. So they walking down by the horses. And then about 2 blocks away, I decided to get out the carriage and walk down the middle of the street. And the girls are walking here, and I'm walking in the middle, walking down the street. And all of a sudden, I guess people got wind of it in the buildings, and all you can see people looking at the buildings, and I'm like, uh-oh, this is gonna be a problem, because people are throwing stuff out the window. And I'm like, okay, let's get through this. Then I looked down where the store was, like, whoa, it was so many people. And as I was walking, it just kept growing and growing and growing, because they said, oh, Dennis Rodman's gonna marry himself. They thought that was the bride. You know, they didn't know it was me. So I'm walking down there, and I was at thousands of people, cameras and stuff like that. So I walk in, I go in, still got the veil on like this, and I'm signing books like that. And I said, I haven't spoken at all. I'm just taking mom's a word. I'm just like, whatever. So it said, who are you marrying today? And I'm signing. Next thing you know, I did this. And people said, oh my God, he got us. He got us. And I wasn't trying to shock them. I was saying, like, whoa, he got us. And all of a sudden, it got word, and then it just got even more like people were just in the streets. I mean, you couldn't even see me. Your eyes can see. It's like, take a parade. And said, that's probably one of the best marketing moves ever.
Yeah, that took you around the world. I mean,
it went around real quick.
Yeah.
And like that. So even then, I still didn't understand what I was doing as far as like trying to shock people. I wasn't trying to shock. I was saying something different.
Yeah.
So that right there is pretty much an epic thing in my career. People always look at that, the wedding dress. And now if you see it today, you see a lot of guys wearing dresses in commercials, doing a lot of women's stuff and drag and stuff like that. And all the marketing tools that people are using today, I've been doing that for 20 years in the sports. And they see that they can get away with it. You know, you see Beckham trying to do it. I mean, a lot of people you see in NBA, in sports now, they're trying to reach this different demographic with these kids now.
Yeah. Because
kids are so enamored about what athletes want to say and what they do. And even with me today at 58, people always want to know what I'm doing and stuff like that. And I'm very fortunate about that, because I could be a guy that's 58 out of the NBA, and people won't even give a damn about me. And a lot of athletes today are like that. People don't really care what they're doing, you know. So I'm just very fortunate in the fact that I've had that ability to reach people even today. And people always ask me for advice. I did a digital a summit in Detroit. We look it up, and it was like 1,500 people want to know the same thing you just asked me. They asked me, how do you become this marketing brand? And I said, what do you mean marketing brand? What am I branding? If people say, what is Beyonce branding? Well, she started with Gucci and stuff like that. She brand that, but she brand her name. But in that, she has not brand anything. Like Jay-Z, they're not really branding anything with other people's product. I'm branding Dennis, pretty much. So whatever, they didn't worry what the fuck I'm wearing. You know, I go to goddamn Five and Dime store and wear a goddamn fucking piece of shit. They say, oh shit, that looks good. Who made that for you? Well, that guy down the street at Five and Dime. You know, it's the Goodwill store, damn it.
Right.
You know, so people like the way I dress, how I present myself, and with the gay community that I love so much, because they don't really have any judgmental about anything you do. They just love you to be you. And I think that for me to cross over like that, as far as in that community, they respect me because I respect them. And with athletes today, as far as they want to be gay or want to come out the closet and say be gay, I think the fact that, you know, the world's going over for the first time, I say this, if I told people I was gay back say San Antonio or Chicago, to let you guys know I'm not gay. If I would told people I was gay back then and I had a gay lover, stuff like that, I would have been so happy, proud to be gay in the NBA. Not to show people, hey, you don't pay me to be, you know, what I'm doing off court. You pay me what I do on court. And stuff like that. I don't give a damn and stuff like that. I think I'd be so infamous for that, and more than the wedding dress. I think that people look at me more like I take risks, I take chances, and it's not the risks and chances that I take that people don't like. It's the risks and chances I take that people want to do.
Live
through that. And it's okay, great. I can do that. Okay, great. I don't give a damn if I fail or not. I'm gonna keep doing it. You know, as long as you don't hurt nobody, as long as it makes you feel good, do it. You know, so.
Dennis, so many people want a piece of you back then. They want a piece of you now. So I'm curious, when you look at biz opportunities, how are you looking at deals you're doing now?
Well, I think my eyes are open now. Back then, my eyes are so damn closed. I'm ready to party. That's all my whole thing was.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't care about the money, but now my eyes are open. I'm very clairvoyant. That's more like I like to be engaging now instead of like, you know, just doing it out the fly. I'm pretty much engaged. I want to see the product now instead of like, you know, creating it. I want to see it.
Yeah.
You know, see what I'm doing and stuff like that. Back then, I'm just creating it. Take it, go ahead, make the money. I'm gonna give a shit.
Right.
But now I'm seeing it and saying, wow, I can actually be proud of it. I said, wow, I actually did that. You know, I actually really did that, huh?
Yeah.
But even though I'm saying that to myself, I'm actually thinking about something else now. You know, that was then. Now I'm going over here doing something else. So I like doing that. I'm proud of doing that. And even today, people ask me for advice about what is the next step. You know, I can go to Microsoft. I can go to Hathaway. I can go to all these big fucking billionaire corporations and say, can I change? Can I do something different for your brand? No, you know, it'd be different. It'd be like, you know, Geico would ask me years ago when they did about that, you know, that the commercial they did, they changed their company around. Mm-hmm. Even though I had the idea, the same concept they had. And Geico is probably one of the few companies I know that actually had that niche to go out the box. When they did the airport with the ape.
Yep.
When people saw that commercial, I was enamored because I was thinking the same lines. And I went to Geico and said, I want to do your commercial for this. And people didn't even get the concept. And they said, what made that commercial so transcendent for Geico to be revived themselves? And I asked people that question. And they said, oh, the ape? I said, nope. It was that jingle. You know.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't the ape. It was that jingle that made that the whole people would pay attention to it. Yeah. And they drove that whole market campaign like that down in, and they drove that market campaign down and for so much. People believed it, but the sad thing about it, people didn't even know it was goddamn for a commercial for insurance.
Yeah.
That was the whole thing about that. They went straight off the rick and said, oh my God, they figured out. Then all of a sudden now, they started a trend. Everybody's doing that. You know, everybody's doing the whole thing. They started doing commercial without people realizing what it is, the product. And I think the only product that people realized that was really, really, really strong back then was Corona. Because the only time when they did a commercial, it was a fucking bottle on a beach. Corona sold the whole thing. Then all of a sudden they had to change their campaign. They started putting people in it and start talking now.
Yeah.
You know, so stuff like that. The most simple shit in the world makes money. You know, you can't create the wheel because that shit keep rolling and rolling and rolling without your ass, right? So you can't create that damn thing. It's already done, right? So, okay, great. So, okay, what's next? So it's like, and I look at little simple things like the shoes they wear in hospitals, right? What you call it? The plastic shoes, the rubber shoes they got now.
Oh, yeah, they go over?
No, what's the rubber? The Crocs, right?
Yeah.
Really? Those shoes wasn't designed for that.
Yeah.
But it was so off the norm. It felt so comfortable. Yeah. All of a sudden, now that guy's a billionaire.
Yeah.
On these rubber goddamn shoes. That was simple. Just something simple. I mean, simple. You just went in the garage. I mentioned rubber shoes. Okay, with a thing on it. Okay, great. This is how that works. Next one, it took off, and then next thing you know, here come Uggs. Really? They've been making those damn boots for years. Uggs. Nobody knew what Uggs was besides, you know, Uggs, those boosters, leather boots right here comes all the way up here.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, this whole thing came, the image about, oh my God, we can make a fashion on this damn thing. Then all of a sudden, they started to make more and more shoes, different kind of shoes. All of a sudden, they started to do this. Now they're making fucking sheets, blankets, pillowcases, this, shit.
When you're hot, you're hot, right?
You're hot. It'll say great. And women love it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's very rare when you find something, a good gimmick.
Yeah.
To really foresee how it's going to happen. And the last guy that ever did that was very genius. I mean, very broad as far as mind-wise, Steve Jobs.
Absolutely.
Steve Jobs really created pretty much technology. You know, he was when he was on his deathbed, they asked him to come back, and he created all the iPads and stuff like that for the future.
Yeah. And
that's my legacy right there, to do stuff like that before I die, to bring something to the table for everlasting.
Love it. Dennis, one of the things we cover on the show is money. So I'm curious what your best money move has been in your career.
Well, I don't know, divorce. I'm sorry. Forget divorce.
Well, I got a follow-up question: is what's your worst money move? So I don't know.
All right, so that's the best money move. No, yeah, that's probably the best money move. The worst money move is the fact that I never kept it.
Yeah. What's your advice for the young generation, athletes or business owners, entrepreneurs coming up?
I think that, as far as like money comes and goes, pretty much. I mean, you have to lose money to make money. I think that's a given.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people want to do things fast. I think you want to go out there and try to shoot the home run. I think you got to understand one thing. You got to get on base first to do anything. You got to get on base first. Once you hit that single, that little blooper, oh, it's good. Then you come up to bat, you want to hit that double. That's even better. It's very hard to hit a triple.
Yeah.
It's very hard to hit a triple these days because, when you get to third base, whoa, wait a minute, hold on. It's okay, great. But kids today, I think their minds are moving so fast. They want to do things fast. They want money now.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. I mean, you got to put your time and energy into it to understand what you're actually doing and then do your research. Because if you're thinking about something about, this table here, someone's already got that. That's okay. You want to think about this flower here, it grows every damn day. You can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
You want to do something, you got to think about your research first and then try to mimic it, maybe have a little twist to it.
Yeah.
And stuff like this. So I think that open your eyes, let your mind think a little bit. Let your mind think because it don't hurt to think. It don't hurt to think. I think a lot of people today think that thinking is going to fucking kill them.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, it don't hurt to think. And it put a smile on your face when you have a good idea, when you're thinking. And that's what I do. I just think, man, and I just smile. It's okay, great, but I can do that. I'm going to go do that. Okay, great. It might be a bad idea, but I'm going to try it anyway.
Yeah.
But I think kids and people today, the G generation should take their time to think and get that great idea and ask somebody and just do your research. And you want to do it, pursue it.
Yeah.
It don't hurt to fail. It don't hurt to fail. So when you go into AA, they always say, we know you're going to be back. And they took that slogan from Motel 6. When Motel 6, we'll keep the light on for you. We'll keep the light on for you. So, okay, great. It's just like that.
Yeah.
If you fail, come on, try it again.
Be back.
So be back, brother. So I think with entrepreneurs today, I think a lot of people, when they get rich, they forget about people.
Yeah.
And that's sad. It's sad the fact that you got so much damn money and you look like, you feel like that, when you reach that goal, you forgot what got you there. So it's like, people should keep it in their minds. When you make money, don't forget how you made it and how you got there.
Yeah.
Because everyone in the world needs help about something or do something about anything. Everyone in the world needs fucking help. It don't hurt to ask for help, because people like Bill Gates, all the billionaires around the world, there's 2,336 billionaires in the world. Got that. In the world, they all need help.
Yeah.
Bill Gates needs from that other guy. That other guy needs from that other guy. That other guy needs how you become a billionaire.
Yeah.
You need help. So no matter if you got $1 billion or $1 million, you need damn help to get where you want to be. And the old thing is, when is enough money for you to be happy? If you want to go down that path, how much money you need to be happy? This the path you choose. Deal with it when you get to that point.
Yeah.
So, don't ask questions when you get up to the top, then all of a sudden you're lonely like me. And now I'm trying to find a way to get myself grounded and right here to be satisfied.
Yeah.
So that's the question people should ask when you start inventing and try to create things. Understand that road is gonna have a lot of bumps. And once you pass those bumps and once everything sort of smooth out and you get where you want to be, now what's up? So
I love it. Dennis, I have to ask you this. Growing up, I watched my share of The Apprentice. I saw you on, you were on twice.
Right.
What was that like? Like, how does that go down? Like, you get a phone call saying, hey, you want to be on the show? And what was that experience like?
It was funny though. Donald Trump called Darren and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Darren said, yeah, you want Dennis on the show? He said, yeah, we want Dennis. And Darren asked him, why you want Dennis on the show? For ratings. that's pretty much what it was.
Yeah.
I'm smart, but I never showed it on TV. I just like putting it just on the show, having a good time, going out to bars, having a good time with Chloe and all those motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Every night, Tom Green. We had a blast every night. We come in fucking 6 o'clock, hung the fuck over. Try to think and try to do a project. What the hell is that? I'm always over there, trying to do this. So, and that was always like, oh, Dennis, no, you're doing well. Don't worry about it. And he fired me. I was ready to get the hell out of there. So
You were ready to go.
I was ready to go day one. And so I think that he used that one of the episodes, the fact that I was drinking a lot at the time, and that he used one of the episodes to show people, maybe to try to get people to understand that alcohol is not the way to go.
Yeah.
And they had that episode about me when I left.
Yeah.
So that was a big learning experience for me, being on TV. That just added to my demise as far as like being in that wild, crazy mode. And then Donald Trump said, Dennis, you know what? I'm gonna give you another chance to go and redeem yourself and let the world know that you actually are kind of smart. And he gave me an opportunity. I thank him for that. That's why me and Donald get along, because he sees the trials and tribulations that I've been through.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people around the world. So he gave me the opportunity. I got back on the show. It turned out very well. Things panned out. And people saw that I actually can do things without, the influence. But
you campaigned for him, right? You campaigned for him in 2016?
No, I didn't campaign for Donald Trump. No,
How do you think he's doing?
No, I'm just saying. Like I said, me and Donald are friends. Other than that,
Yeah.
what he's doing as far as the world
Yeah.
and for the country, I don't pay attention, because Donald loves to talk.
He does love to
loves
talk.
to talk. He wants to be on that Twitter talking all that mess.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But me and Donald are friends. I like Donald as a friend. His policies, I don't know where you get that shit from. But
you think he has a shot coming up?
Either way, he's gonna win them. He's gonna win no matter what.
Yeah.
Why change?
Yeah.
Why change? So he's already there. But like I said, more power to him. I say Donald's going to grow old so fast. He's already grown old. So
Yeah.
he's gonna be like, if he get reelected, he'll be like almost 80. So like I say, I like Donald. He's a funny guy, man. The shit come out of his mouth, man. It's just funny.
He's
man.
entertaining.
He's entertaining, but
Yeah.
I think that sometimes I think Donald needs to really engage with people instead of trying to talk at them.
Yeah.
I think he's so over people. The fact that it's more like, okay, great, you do what I say. You don't do that right, you're fired. That shit like that. I think that's kind of sucks. But I think he needs to understand. He needs to engage with people, and then don't lie to people when you see them.
Yeah.
And a lot of people when you see them, because they have to see right through it. And we're in this country today, man. We are so angry at each other, and a lot of people are trying to blame Donald for that.
Yeah.
We should be blaming ourselves. Don't blame somebody else. We was on that course anyway.
Yeah.
It's very dangerous to even walk down the street, more or less, to try to communicate.
Yeah.
So I think that he said, "Make America Great Again." Well, that don't seem to work out too well. So I told Don, I said, I'm trying to make a difference in America. I said, I'm trying to make a difference in the world.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do, with this wellness stuff like that. So I'm on this health kick. I think a lot of kids listen to me. I think that's what I'm trying to produce right now. I think I'm trying to do this whole campaign for me, getting kids healthy, getting kids' mind in the right direction. I'm gonna come up with some type of anomaly that kids can believe in and trust in. So I think that's my next venture right there.
Dennis, I can feel your passion, your emotion. I mean, you played with that in your career. I can feel it. I think the world may have a misunderstanding about you. I think that comes with the territory.
It comes with the territory, right?
It comes with it. I want to give you this opportunity. Sometimes that people give you a bad rap for the whole North Korea thing. What do you want the world?
You couldn't help that question. You gotta go there.
No, man. I feel like more than anything, like people like want to paint you in a box, or they're gonna want to paint you. So like, what do you want people to know about that experience? Like, set the record straight.
Well, set the record straight. I think that people didn't realize the fact that what I was doing as far as when I went to North Korea.
Yeah.
I think the fact that I knew that I didn't know what I was doing when I went to North Korea, because when I first went there, I thought I was just doing a signing and autograph.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about North Korea at all. Nothing.
Yeah.
And I think I got wind of it, pretty much the seriousness of North Korea, I think the week before I was going, and said, just take care of yourself. I said, it's okay, everything will be fine. And I didn't understand the fact that I was going to be introduced to something that's that powerful in the world. I didn't know anything about politics as far as like North Korea and America. I didn't know anything about that.
Yeah.
So when I went there, I didn't expect to meet him at all. You know, I was playing with the Harlem Globetrotters, and for some reason they came and got me. And I went up there, sat down, and he came out and sat down beside me, and people were crying and clapping. I didn't know what the hell this is all about. 20-some thousand people are crying. And I mean, people are trying to climb over to get to this little kid, you know, and stuff like that. I'm just looking at him like this, and I'm like, and people just, I'm like, wow. And my friends like, what the hell? Who is this? I didn't know who this guy was.
Yeah.
You know? He's like, this is our leader. And I said, all right, great. And then we just started talking basketball. Yeah. And he said, Dennis, I love you. I'm Chicago. I love Chicago. I said, yeah. It was pretty cool. then we went the whole game. We just talked about basketball and about entertaining and stuff like that. And he always said to me, he said, Dennis, you know what? I would love to go to America. He's telling me this. I don't even know this guy. You know, he said, I'd love to go to America. I said, you do? I said, well, let's go then. That's my whole thing. So let's go to America. Interpreter and the dictator's line and said, well, he can't do that. And I said, I didn't know anything about the politics.
Yeah.
He said, we can't do this. So basically, the more we talked and the more I got understanding of what the situation was, because I learned about North Korea in North Korea with those guys, all the people around him and his people and the military and stuff like that. I learned, and I think that he's so enamored by me because I don't ask him about anything about his family or his the politics, the war, missiles. I don't ask anything about that. I never even think about that. Yeah. And all we do is go just to have fun and talk about life and stuff like that. And from my eyes, I see North Korea changing.
Yeah.
And but it was a great experience, man, me going over there. But I'd love to go back. If Donald Trump would open the gates, I'm going back. So, you know, Donald, let me go back, man. So they called once a month.
Yeah.
They want me to come back. They welcome me to come back. And he's always said to me, he said, Dennis, no matter where you're in the world, you're always safe. He told me every time I see him, he said, you're always safe in the world.
Yeah.
So I said, great, thanks, and stuff like that. I think that when I first went over there, when Kenneth Bay, when he was in prison over there, and I tried to talk to people about this. You know what? Before I went to North Korea, no one gave a damn about North Korea.
Yeah.
No one cared about North Korea, even though they were still doing the same shit they're doing today. No one cared about North Korea 7 years ago. Nobody did. When I went over there, I started to make peace with, you know, as far as like, you know, breaking the gap. All of a sudden, people started to talk about him.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, this Kenneth Bay thing came out, and then people thought I was going over there to rescue him. I didn't know anything about Kenneth Bay.
Yeah.
And then when I came back, they said that they're gonna release Kenneth Bay, and people looked at me like, "Wow, Dennis, you did a great job," which I didn't know anything about that. And Kenneth Bay came back. He said he largely thanks me for saving him, which I didn't know that was my whole job.
Yeah.
And then when I went back there the next time, there was another guy that was hostage, I guess, which I didn't know anything about that either. I went over there and I was on his boat, his yacht, and was having a birthday party for him. And he came to me and said, Dennis, I want to show you something. So I said, all right, great. We go in the next room, cigarettes, smoke a cigarette, stuff like that. And then they went back to have a conference, and they came back and said, well, Dennis, we had a surprise for you, but we're going to wait. So when I was leaving the boat and going home, my guys were telling me, said, dude, you know what they were going to do to you, for you?
Yeah.
They was going to release that guy that was in prison. But someone stepped in the middle of that. I didn't know anything about that until I got back on the plane going back home. They said they was going to release that guy to you to go back home to America. And I found out that he was sick. He couldn't move, couldn't do anything. So I think that's the reason why he couldn't come back with me. I didn't know until I got on the plane. So I think that I brought the bridge closer to us as far as a peaceful thing, as far as sports.
Yeah.
And then when Donald Trump said that he's going to meet with him in Singapore, right? Was it Singapore? What was it?
I thought it was in North Korea. Did he?
No. It was. I think it was in Singapore. Singapore, and we had the summit, and people gave me so much grief about saying, I like the guy. He's cool to me.
Yeah.
He ain't doing anything to
get
me.
grief for that,
Yeah, I got grief for that for a while. I had to go hide out in Jersey for like 45 days because I was getting like death threats. My kids were getting death threats. I had to hide out for 45 days, and people didn't give a shit about that.
Yeah.
But then when he did the summit, I think it was last year, 2 years ago, Donald Trump got out the car, and people don't remember this. When he got out the car, the first thing he said was, I know if I like this guy in 30 seconds. You go back to that tape when he got the car and said that. If I like this guy in 30 seconds, if I like him or not. If not, I'm gonna walk out. And I'm like, okay, great. 5 hours later, really, then after he was there 5 hours, they did the meeting, like this, the meeting.
Yeah.
The whole time Donald Trump is doing this. Oh, we have a great relationship. Oh my God, I like you. The whole time shaking it and smiling and stuff like that.
Yeah.
People don't realize that what he was doing.
Yeah.
He was sitting there trying to sugarcoat all that bullshit and stuff like that. So yeah. He's sitting there smiling. Oh my God, I like this guy. He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
Just last week he was saying, oh, that guy from North Korea, Kim Jong-un, he's awesome. I like that guy. He said that last week.
Yeah.
And I've been telling people that for 7 years, the guy's not a bad guy. He just inherited the country.
Yeah.
And he's trying to change. But I think he has to keep that whole formality for the country, because I think if you own a country and people are trying to regulate you to join the rest of the world, it's very difficult, because your whole life is like that, your whole family is like that. So you have to keep that in the family and try to have some type of structure. But he's trying to structure where he's trying to slowly bring North Korea back into the 21st century.
In a way, Dennis, like what I feel is like, and I don't want to put words not in your mouth, but like what I want to say is like, there's that pressure, right, to be somebody, right? Because he's got a whole country, right? Oh, yeah. You face that, to be Dennis Rodman in some ways, right? So in the same way, I can see how you can be empathetic, and I can see how you can relate, because you guys bear that pressure, that societal pressure.
We bear that. I mean, I think the fact that, and I said this a couple of days ago, I said, you know what? I said that don't be surprised if Donald Trump asks Kim Jong-un to come to America in 3 months. Don't be surprised, people. Don't be surprised. And I said, if he does come here, he'll be the biggest thing to hit America's soul besides Jesus, Moses, and everybody else behind those guys. I'm just letting you know. He'll be the biggest thing, even though he's 5'2", with heels. He'll be the biggest thing to hit America's soul. I don't give a damn how you look at it. If that guy stepped out the car, he probably have millions of people watching him.
You're going to get a call if that happens.
I should get a call then.
Yeah.
But I would say he'd be the biggest thing pretty much since sliced bread or water.
Yeah.
Oh my God, people just wanted to glance him and see what kind of guy this is. That's him? So, and people in America, they would embrace that guy, just like they do every other dignitary and president around the world. They were like, oh my God, that's him. That's the guy trying to destroy the world. Oh my God, this is exciting. Let's get a video.
Yeah.
See, and people don't realize the fact that it's so cool to go out the box and say, oh yeah, I'm gonna go out the box. Oh my God, people won't like me, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Yeah. So it's like when people try to invent things and try to be creative and try to do a brand, you gotta understand that it's okay. It's okay to be on the edge. It's okay, damn it. Shit. We all do it.
Man, I appreciate the fire and the passion that you bring to it, man. I know we've been going at this for a while. Before we go, what's most important to you right now? What are you working on that you want to share with the world?
Well, what's most important to me, I think that, after all my career and I think I just want to have some peace of mind with myself. The fact that I want to just revisit all my accolades and all my demise, all my demons and all my happiness and my sadness. I want to just revisit all those things that really got me to this point. And I think that the fact that if I could try to absorb that into today's world and try to just put it in just a little bonnet and just be satisfied that I actually try to live the best life, which I didn't. But I think I could continue with my journey as far as creating things for the world.
Yeah.
And I'm just very fortunate the fact that people are standing behind me, the real people, like Darren Prince.
Yeah.
He got that new book I call Aiming High, Darren.
That's right.
Aiming High. That's what I'm trying to do right now. Aiming High. He would have plugged that dumb shit. But he wrote a good book, man. It's a good book to read, though. You guys should go out there and get that.
Yeah.
But that's my whole thing now. I think I just want to just revisit my life and just try to just smooth things out so I can just sit there and try to focus my life in a really good nature now.
Yeah.
In a good nature. I think people should do that too. They should revisit their lives and just try to see what that, if you get that common question, what would you do differently back then you're doing now?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like, okay, great. Let me go home and think about that one.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing now. I'm just focusing on how to make myself happy, try to appreciate myself more. Try to love my kids, that's a big one. Try to understand my mother, that's another big one. My father, I don't know about that one. But I don't know where he's at in the world. I hope he's doing well. But it's a lot of holes. Like I said, this is what I'm talking about, the documentary now.
Yeah.
That's why I left a lot of holes there with people. They cut it up. Well, I have to go see if I can finish these things. And I think a lot of kids today need to understand that too, because even though you're living in today's society and this present, things are moving so fast, you forgot what happened 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I think you need to take time out for yourself to understand that you want to create something. You do take time to create. I think the bond within yourself is awesome. If you can communicate to yourself and then you can sit there and allow yourself to release some of those things, internally to people, and people will listen. People don't fucking listen these days. so they actually listen. I think you get some enjoyment out of that.
Yeah.
I think so. And that's what I'm going right now, trying to get some enjoyment out of myself first, because I'm tired. I'm not tired of doing things for other people. I think that has wore me down so much that I think that the fact that I'm building myself back up from the ground up now.
Yeah.
From 25 years coming in the NBA now to this day, my mind hasn't left me. I think the fact that I've left my whole life flow without me realizing what the fuck I was doing.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to catch up now to keep the name from when I catch up. Now I can see clearly now where I'm going until the day I die.
Dennis, thank you big time for just being who you are in the world and coming on the show. If folks want to keep tabs with you, maybe get you for appearances or maybe pitch you some biz opportunities, like what's the best way to follow Dennis Rodman?
That you got Darren Prince in Jersey.
You can blow him up.
No, all those guys, Steven. Best way to Instagram, social media, just me and her, Misty, stuff like that.
Yeah.
People know how to reach me, damn it.
Okay.
I'm not, so people know how to reach me. So you guys want to give me a shout out, go on my Instagram. You guys want to know my story, look for 30 for 30. And all the kids in the world, man, look at that piece, man, 2-hour piece, man. Emotion, man. We need that emotion in our life, brothers and sisters. Look at that thing. Really be careful what you ask for in the world. Just look at my piece, and you guys get a lot of good things out of that. Just something will help you along the way. That's coming from Dennis Rodman. Mahalo.
Dennis, thank you, man. I really appreciate you sharing the wisdom and being on the show.
Cool, brother.